Good morning, all. Whew. Golly. So I opened my Bible this morning. It's a busy day. It's a big day for me. I wanted to get my thought and my prayers. And I opened my Bible up to Judges 19:26 through 30. That's what I opened my Bible up to. Just open it up. That's what I like to do. I like to open my Bible up, get my prayer before I open it and see what God wants me to read. And, Judges 19:26 through 30 is about a woman who has been abused through the night, collapses at the doorway. The man, a Levite, finds her in the morning. Instead of compassion, his response is cold and detached. She is later found dead. Then he cuts her body into pieces and sends her throughout Israel. Why? Not to honor her, but to shock the nation, force attention, and provoke response. Golly, this all sounds so familiar for me. Judges 21 through 11. 111. All tribes of Israel gather. They ask, how did this happen? The Levite tells the story, but notably shifts the blame, omits his own role. This already shows truth is being partially told. I know a little something about that. You know, those half-truths. Judges 12 through 17, demand for justice. Israel demands that the tribe of Benjamin hand over the man responsible. But Benjamin refuses. Now it escalates from crime to tribal conflict. Judges 20:18 through 28, Israel seeks God. Israel asks God what to do. They are told to go to battle, but they lose twice. Important, even though they were morally right in wanting justice, they suffered the loss. Judges 29 through 36, strategy and turning point. Israel changes approach, uses strategy instead of direct attack, sets an ambush. Then this time they begin to succeed against Benjamin. Golly, this is crazy, isn't it? What this passage really means, that it's not a story of righteousness or heroism or good guys versus bad guys. This is a story of complete moral collapse. Core themes, hard truths, no leadership, no accountability, and no moral anchor. The woman is abused and then used again, even in death, as a tool. This shows how far society has fallen. This is the thing. You can place this in my story. You can place this in Charlie's story. You can place this in all of our stories in different ways. Abused and then used again as a tool. This is how far society will go. You know, look what happened with Charlie and look what they're using him as. This is how far they'll go. The Levite tells a story but doesn't really tell the truth. That sounds fitting. This leads to misdirected anger and escalation. That's exactly what they're wanting to bank on, is misdirected anger and escalation. That's why you just got to let things play out the way that they're supposed to. Let God move the mountains in reference to the way that the mountains are supposed to be moved. Don't question it, just allow it. Don't fight back, just allow it. You know, because in different instances like this, when you have people taking such grave actions in reference to just life in general and humanity, there's just certain things that you've got to leave alone and let the cookie crumble how it's supposed to crumble, you know, in reference to collapse, in reference to misdirected behaviors and misdirected guidance and false teachings and things of that nature. We can't live in a world, I mean, obviously we do live in a world, but you can choose not to live in a world like this where society takes such grave measures to go against people. Why this passage exists, it's not there to inspire, it's to show what happens when society loses its moral foundation completely. And I think that's what we're seeing on the magnitude scale, in reference to how much our society as a whole has just lost its moral compass, its moral foundation of knowing what's right and wrong, of knowing when to pull back, knowing when it's time to recognize what you're doing isn't right. It wasn't right from the get-go. And it takes a moment of understanding within yourself that we're all not right. We all don't have it figured out. We all have a sinful nature. But when you take measures like this and you go to such grave magnitude to abuse people intentionally, financially, psychologically, spiritually, faithfully, within their family dynamics, within the community, within the law enforcement, within everything. You have to understand that somewhere in that area of the actions you're taking, there's not righteousness. There's not. And there's no justification in it. There's none, you know? And so it's one of those things, you know, breakdown accountability, misuse of power, distorted justice, how quickly things can escalate when the truth is mishandled. Exactly. You're seeing that right now on the scale with Charlie Kirk, how quickly things can escalate when the truth is mishandled. When all this could have been avoided from the get-go if they just told the truth. Just told the truth from the get-go. And see, it's one of those things where you have to figure out the difference between the two and understand that modern situations are not always identical, but there is patterns and there are synchronicities within it, and you just have to understand the two. You know, people are living in the same conditions, or everything around you is collapsing in the same way. Yes and no. Yes and no. You know, it's one of those things for me. I understand that we live in a world right now where there's a lot of similarities, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of mistold truths, there's a lot of undefined behaviors. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. And for me personally, the one thing that gets me through all day, every day is understanding my faith, in my hope, in my beliefs, in God and who God is, and recognizing who Christ is and what he did on the cross. And, recognizing that there's certain things in this world that you're not designed to understand because of the depth of how dark it is. And hearts just weren't designed to understand the full truth. I don't believe. I know mine wasn't. That's for sure. And so because I recognize that about my own heart, there's just certain things within my story that I was not designed to know. And I'm okay with it. I am completely okay with that. I want to move in a world that has peace, that has compassion, that has empathy, and recognizing that nobody's right, nobody's wrong, but there is a gray area and a fine line that we're teetering on in reference to that. And you know, deep within your heart, where you lie on it. Nobody could tell you otherwise. You know the truth. The Christ conscience resides inside of you. Whether you believe in him or not, whether you go against it or not, it's still inside of you. It just is. And you meet your pain, and you meet your betrayals, and you meet everything dark within you when you decide to go against it. And I know all of these things firsthand because I did the same thing. Because that's what we're conditioned to do. Don't ask questions. Just take it. Take the abuse. Shush. Allow the bends to control it. They got it all figured out. And again, I'm not saying all bends, okay? Let's not take this too far. I'm just saying. You know, you got quite a few out there that are a little bit lost. They're a little bit lost in their ways. And I pray for them. I really do. I pray for them, and I pray for their kids, and I pray for humanity in that. I pray for humanity in that because they're so lost in their ways that they believe it. And it's one of those things. 9/11, as I say that. Yeah, baby. Have a great day. But yeah, I opened the Bible in Judges. I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a little video on this. Why not? I love you guys. Have a great day.